Hello everyone, and welcome to week 1 for English 1510S. This is going to be the support section that is in addition to the typical overview videos and resources that are posted on the page for the initial class for the semester. There are going to be a number of different things here that in the additional video that's launched each week, there are going to be some different things that are included just for the support section students, including a little bit more access to some variations of support. I want to point out a couple of things with this semester. One of the ones for everyone to note here for the support class is, in addition to covering the overview components and also having in each one of the drop boxes the assignment requirements and overviews. For instance, this week you guys have a couple of very simple things. You just have to complete the forms that are listed here and the diagnostic writing as stated in the regular overview video. I'm going to take you guys through the diagnostic component today for supplemental support on this. I'm also going to point out a few things about what's going to happen with diagnostic for what are called YTR notices on the first diagnostic writing. Those are recommendations. YTR stands for your tutoring recommendation. For everyone in all 1510 courses, including the S support sections, everyone has to do at least one ASC tutoring session per semester. Those services can be found here under Student Services and Academic Support Centers. I'm going to remind you guys of this throughout the term, but everyone in this class and every English class at the 1510 level, support or otherwise, has to complete one of these sessions. These are free. You can do them online or in person. If you click on this link here under Student Services, it'll take you to the Academic Support Center's page, and you'll see that over on the left-hand side here, there's a listing for tutoring. You can click on that, and it'll take you to another resource page where there are a number of different things listed here. The tutoring services particular to this one here, everybody can utilize those down here under English. There are schedules and listings for these. The easiest thing for most students to do is just to utilize this app, sign in on your device or your, if you're using your phone or if you're going to be using a laptop or iPad or whatever it is or tablet. You can download this app and have your courses and scheduling right there so you can make contact with them. They are in person on campus, and depending on what campus you're closest to, the Academic Support Center, you'll see them listed down here at the bottom. I have been out of Royal Oak and Auburn Hills campuses. It depends on which campus you're closest to. Most of these classes for the online ones, seeing these now, would be listed out of a Auburn Hills campus as your primary. I don't know that for sure, but you can see the addresses of the other ones listed here and the contact information. You can utilize the ones of whatever campus you're closest to. The thing to do is make a tutoring appointment during drafting stages. And for all students in the support sections, I recommend that you start as soon as possible all term utilizing them. The tutoring recommendations that students will get based off of their diagnostic writing will only be to elevate from the standard to a 2 or a 3 level, which would mean that I'm recommending them at a higher volume and at more regular intervals than others, depending on placement and depending on what I see in diagnostic writing in terms of sentence level skill set issues, grammar, mechanics, style, punctuation, etc. If there are a number of issues that an individual student has in one or more of these areas, which is to be assumed to some degree at the support section level, we still don't know to any certain degree what would be best for all students overall. Some students are going to need a little bit, some students are going to need a lot. So I would say, as a support section recommendation, plan on utilizing at least 3 times during the semester, once during drafting stages of each major assignment. And again, students can utilize it as often as possible. I'm going to make individual recommendations that you'll see on your diagnostics. I'll talk about those in a second. And I'm also going to be reiterating some of those throughout the term in these announcements. But you can go here through this PenG app and use that for your tutoring, make contact through those. You also have a number of seminars that are listed on here, seminars for virtual and in-person, independent study. You'll see a number of them on here that you can find useful for the semester. My courses, I require everybody to have at least one tutoring session by the end of the term. It is automatic extra credit for just doing the one that you're required to do to begin with. It's a deduction if you don't complete the one that you're required to do. So it's a 0 category right now that if you complete it, it gives you extra credit right off the bat. If you don't complete it, it is a detraction, okay, from a neutral category. So it's like getting bonus points just for doing something that you're required to do in the term to begin with. But the section on this, in other words, it's a 0 category. It doesn't have a point category assigned to it. The section that we're talking about here with 1510 on support, everybody also has in that listing on this with these different tutorials and everything, anything someone does beyond the one required tutoring session for the term is also all extra credit. So as many as you attend for the semester, online or in person or both, you can receive extra credit for. So keep in mind as you're going through the term, if you're lacking in some of the areas of grammar, mechanics, style, punctuation, those things are difficult for you, it may be more than beneficial to not only get that support from an additional resource, but also to get points listed for the class of extra credit that will increase that grade overall at the end of the term. I also give extra credit for any of these additional seminars that I get confirmation on, as long as they are ones that relate directly to English, okay? And the way that everybody goes about that with the tutoring or the success seminars is to make sure that you get the confirmation notices sent from them to you. They can be sent to you directly in your accounts, and you can email those. They can be emailed to you, and then you guys will see that listed here for your class. I'll switch this to student view so that we're looking at the same exact things here. Under your assignments, you'll see a category for these already listed. I have this open until the end of the semester, and all you do is, just like any other assignment, go in here, add a file, and upload your confirmation form you received from them for those. Okay, so now that aside, in the first week, make sure that you guys have watched the overview videos that post up every week in here. You guys, as I said, are going to get an additional support video. There are going to be some other supplemental things throughout the week that come up for you guys. There's a little bit more contact time with this, including these videos and supplemental support. And there are also going to be some things under the quizzes category. All classes have a few of them. You guys are going to have a few additional ones that have some online for reading and writing to help you guys with some of the sentence level skill set things. In addition to some reiteration of some elements, if we go all the way down to the bottom here under instructional links at the bottom of your page, you'll see coordination and subordination overview here. This is something I'm going to expect everyone in the support section to complete. This is an overview about the basics of coordination and subordination, and right below it are 2 videos that I already have launched. This is going to go into another video, so you're going to hear another audio for a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, as said in class.
So on these, it's going to be expected that you guys review these, answer the questions on this form, and there will be a submission timeline in the semester when I will be asking you guys to submit these into me with these questions answered down here at the bottom. And then there are also, as I said, some quizzes at the top here that will pop up in your schedule on the upcoming events and under quizzes that will cover some of that same content that you guys will be expected to have read in the textbook and gone through in some of the overview videos that I give you guys, and be able to answer those questions. They're very low stakes, but they cover a number of these things. And remember, this is something, the support section is an attempt to try and help students who need a little bit more support in these areas deal with some of the grammar mechanics and style and punctuation things that you might have issues with. I don't know that we can do enough in any support section to cover everything everyone would need, but the attempt is to at least cover those basics. The other thing on here is noting that those supplemental supports under instructional links, there are a number of different things down here that are resources that some of you might find helpful that are not included in some of the other classes. We were going to talk about the punctuation guide, basic mechanics and punctuation overview. There are also things down here on topic sentences and basics and personal patterns charts, sentence varieties and types. All these are supplemental extras for this course. MLA formatting. Make sure those of you who don't remember any of this from prior courses in your life, that you make sure you watch this during your time when you're starting to draft papers. Now, in this week's overview, the instructional overview for the week took you guys through this course schedule and tentative plan of work. So for everyone, this is going to be the same. For you guys, as you see this schedule here, weeks 1, 2, and 3, you guys are going to see some quizzes pop up in here being assigned. And I have one scheduled for week 2, but it's going to be weeks 3 and on for the support section. You're going to see those pop up listed here, and those are the ones, as I said, they'll show up in both your upcoming events and here at the top of the page. For week 1 right now, you don't have anything additional on this. All you have to do in week 1 is make sure that you note the content here and overviews of the assignment files. Textbook reading officially begins next week. So only thing you're doing this week is covering these content things, making sure you read and understand this, and then doing these elements that are down here presented to you guys. Remember, all students must be using Microsoft Word. So if you do not have a Microsoft Office account on your device, if you do not own Microsoft Office and you haven't been utilizing that, that was part of the preparedness for an online course. So there is no exception for students saying down the line here when we start submitting that they didn't know this was a factor of it. It's part of the readiness course that you had to take just to take an online class. So these things, this shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. We don't allow anyone to pursue, continue on with these courses using anything else. We don't accept things from Pages, WordPad, Google Docs, anything else. If you don't have the account, you can always use a free 365 link like this one and go create your own account for 365 with your student email, and they will give you a free access point that includes 365. Our Microsoft Word for creating your documents, and you just upload them. When you're completing any of my forms and things, don't change them, and as noted in the syllabus, nothing is being allowed for ChatGPT, anything generative AI, any of those elements, okay? So for week 1, you guys have the FERPA and academic honesty forms and the diagnostic writing. As I said in the overview from the main part of class, everyone just has to download these. You can keep them in Word, type out your name and the date on those, and upload those files as Word documents. Nothing else needs to change there. The discussion board, everybody has to make sure you both go to the discussion board. You can access those here or in your calendar schedule over on the side. Class introduction availability ends on the 3rd. It is already open here under discussions. You can go right here, click in on class introductions, make your own thread, and you'll be posting up and introducing yourself to the class, and make sure you both post and respond to one classmates at least. All right. Now, the other thing for week 1 is this diagnostic writing that's due this weekend. So the Dropbox here, most of the Dropboxes for writing assignments will not only have additional links for the templates themselves, the rubrics and other elements. This one includes MLA formatting basics for writing papers themselves. You're going to want to refer to this more than once this term. But here included is the template, and what you're doing is following these instructions and filling out. If you download this template, this is the template here. And so what you're doing, guys, is reading through these guidelines from here to here, making sure that you have your last name and the page number at the top of your page. Here in these boxes, you're giving me these elements to the best of your ability. I'm not asking you to be perfect with them or define major or minor supports. This is giving a topic sentence. If you're saying why you're going to college, give me a topic sentence that responds to that prompt as a question. So stating it directly. Remember, you're writing in first person and third person at the start of the semester. There's no second person usage. Remember that this is going to be primarily a formal writing situation, so you're not going to use informal language or informal diction, informal mechanics, any of those elements. And when you're going through these, you're going to do the best of your ability to give me topic sentences and supports to those topic sentences. Okay? Next week, after I get those done, I'll post feedback to those, and I'll post 2 more videos for you guys for week 2.